I did it. I saved $60,000 within 6 months to build my dream tiny home in Florida, and I manifested it the entire time. Let me tell you exactly how I did this. Just to give you a little bit of a backstory, I was extremely depressed, laying in bed for months at a time. I would not get out of my bed in my mom's basement. I wouldn't see the sunlight. I was the most depressed I ever was in my entire life. I did not want to continue living that way. And for months, I told myself, okay, I'm going to start making content. I'm going to get back into it. I'm going to start traveling. I'm going to get back into it. And I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I even tried, I went on a road trip to Colorado. Regardless, I destroyed that mindset by setting goals for myself and removing myself from the situation that I was in. And setting one goal was I wanted a tiny home. I made a vision board. I was talking to my sister about manifesting, and I made a vision board. And on my vision board, it's literally right here on my phone, and just so I look at it every single day. On my vision board, I have a Tesla, 1 million followers, $100,000 in the bank account, and a tiny home right there. So through that vision board, I was able to just visually manifest every single day just by looking at it subconsciously. And then I set goals for myself in order to reach my ultimate goal, which was I just want a tiny home. I had no idea how I was going to do it. So rewind a little bit. I was in my depressive state. I made the vision board, and then I decided I needed to take action because that's what I hadn't been doing. I was telling myself I was going to do these things that I wanted to do. I didn't do it. So I took action finally, and I decided I'm going to go drive to Florida. I'm going to drive. I'm in my hometown in Indiana, Mooresville, Indiana, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go drive to Destin, Florida. It's about 11-hour drive. I go on a Michigan road trip before that because my buddy needed me to watch his dog. So I go to Michigan and I quit immediately. I come back and I'm on my way driving back home, and I'm thinking you're a failure. You keep saying you're going to go and leave and make content, but then when you put yourself in the situation, you let the pressure bring you down and break you back to that person that you don't want to be, because that's comfort. That's relaxation. That's not having to worry about anything. That's it's just laying in bed all day. You don't have to be a normal human being in society, basically. So I was driving back home from Michigan, and I was accepting defeat. And I called one of my good buddies, Dave, and we had a real long conversation, a real meaningful conversation. And he basically said that I'm not allowed to come back to Indiana and I have to go to Florida, essentially. I kept saying, yeah, he knew my whole mindset. It was bad, but I wanted to do this. And I basically said, I'm making I'm making $600 a month from YouTube and all that. So I'm either gonna, and he was like, either you go full time on YouTube or you go get a job and work. You start working, because I wasn't working. I wasn't doing anything. So I decided, I'm gonna go full time on YouTube. And basically I was like, my plan is to go to Florida and make one video every day for 30 days. My plan was to make 2 videos every day for 30 days, so then I could take a month off. I was thinking lazy. I said if I work for 30 days straight and I make 2 videos a day, then I'll have 60 videos. So I can post once a day for 2 months straight. I can take a month off and then take a month on, month off, whatever. I didn't end up doing that, but I did end up driving straight to Florida that same day. I drove from Michigan all the way to Florida, and I decided to do a 3-day fast to lock in this new mindset. I didn't eat food for 3 days. I emptied out my system. And then this whole time I'm manifesting what I want. I want more followers. I want to be making income from social media, and I want to I just want to be able to support my family. I do all this at the end of the day so I can buy all my friends and family cars. I want to buy everyone in my family a house. I want to be a millionaire and just give it all back to my family, but also reinvest it in myself so that my money continues to grow so that I can do more things. Because realistically, I can't just buy my mom a house yet. I have to have a bunch of money in order for that to be a smart financial decision. I can't put myself at a financial deficit just because I do want to help other people in their lives and stuff like that. But regardless, back to manifesting in the first place. I'm in Florida. I'm working, I'm starting to make 2 videos a day, 3 videos a day, and I get in this routine, and it's so overwhelming, and I don't want to be doing it, and I'm forcing myself to do it. And if you go look at, and I was 200 pounds, so I was overweight, so that's why I'm doing a 3-day fast. If you go look at some of my videos, like back in the day, like you can see in my face and my tone of voice, like I'm very depressed, and I'm like just talking like I don't want to be doing what I'm doing. And there's no enthusiasm in my voice, and you can even see it in my face. There's like bags under my eyes. I had literally been in my mom's basement for 8 months straight. 8 months, and I started to go insane. Like I was in such a horrible place. Like I literally started to go insane. But I'm in Florida. I'm making the videos. I'm working my way. And, you know, I just said, I'll be out here for 2 months and then I'll go back home. I'll be able to just go back home and lay in bed. And something just locked in. I started doing the 75 hard workout challenge. And that, by working out and by getting my physical in shape, it really helped my mental. Just by eating healthy food, I cut out all fast food. So 75 hard, basically, you work out for 1 hour a day outside. You work out for 1 hour a day inside. Drink a gallon of water a day, 10 pages of a book a day, and you have to stay on a diet. So my diet was no fast food, and I just like cooked all my meals, which was great for content because I could then film 3 videos a day. 1 cooking video, 1 video about like living in the car, and then 1 video about the 75 hard. So I gave myself these things where I had to be filming constantly. And then it became, okay, like it became muscle memory. You do it over and over again until it's muscle memory. And then I picked up streaming, and then through working out and through getting my mental in a lot more of a clearer headspace, and I was actually happy about my present everyday being. I was happy about what my future may hold. I was happy about what I was doing in my life. I was like enjoying it, and I felt like I was being productive. And productivity for me is the number one thing. Like if I feel like I'm not being productive as a man, as an individual, as just a member of society, then it really bums me out. It makes me feel like I'm a failure. It makes me feel like I'm not enough. It makes me feel like I can't support a family. It makes me feel like I'm not good enough for anything. So feeling productive was really something that I needed to be able to get over my depression. And my depression stems from grieving the loss of my father. So that was a big thing, also a catalytic moment in my life that really put me into a deep, dark place. But it's the ups and downs in life that really teach you lessons and help you to keep moving forward. And there are obstacles that are destined for you to go through. It's like a, whatever they call it in Spider-Man, like a core moment or an anchor moment. Well, I forget what they call it, but yeah, basically, and I don't really talk about that much on my social media because I'm still pretty torn up about it, and I just don't know what the right way to go about speaking about that would be. But I know it would help a lot of people that have lost parents or family members or even close friends, just being able to talk about that more. So that's something that I am going to be working on and trying to open up a little bit more about. But back to the manifestation thing. I finally said, you know what? I'm going to live in my car until I reach a goal. I decided, I was running one day, I was on the phone with my brother, and I said, I don't want to come back to Indiana. Like, why am I planning on coming back to Indiana? In my head, Indiana is like my sad spot. Like, I don't want to go back to where I feel sad and feel overwhelmed. I want to stay here in Florida and continue traveling and do this and do that. So I said, I'm gonna visit every single state in the United States this year in my car, driving around. I'm gonna make videos about it, and I need a goal. I need something to make videos about, to be excited about, because I just failed the 75 hard. I met Dana White and Kyle Forjard at a you also can't drink alcohol during the 75 hard. So I took a shot with Dana White and Kyle Forjard, the owner of Nelk and Happy Dad, at a meet and greet in Miami. So, you know, I did take a shot with them. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do nicotine, I don't do anything, I don't eat fast food. I eat fast food rarely for videos. But back to the main point. Working out really changed the mentality, and I was able to focus in on my goals, and I set a new goal to buy a tiny home. And I think putting a time limit on it, and like a specific amount of money that I needed to be making each day really helped like fuel me through the entire process. So I said, I'm going to buy a tiny home within 6 months for $60,000. And I told myself it's going to be in Florida. It's going to be near the beach. It's going to be turned into an Airbnb. I envisioned it, and I started telling myself, this is where the manifestation really comes in. I told myself I already owned the tiny home, and I envisioned myself in the tiny home. I envisioned every little aspect of it, how the bathroom would look, how my living room would look, how my office would look. I would have a PC set up in there. Every detail I imagined, and I just said, this is already mine. I already have this. So going from being in the basement, not having any hope in life, to just being in Florida, making content, doing what I wanted doing, this complete like shift in my mental was so quick and so drastic. Like this was in 30 days of me being in the worst spot of my life to me being in one of the best spots I've ever been in like mentally and physically, emotionally, everything. So once I set in this goal, I held myself accountable by making videos about it. So as soon as I started making the videos, boom, the world saw, my followers saw, my community saw what I was saying and what I was doing. And immediately I knew I had to hold myself accountable. I wanted to do it for me. I wanted to do it for you guys, to motivate and to inspire you guys, because that's the goal of my channel at the end of the day. Every channel has a mission statement or like some underlying thing. And mine is just to inspire in general, because that's what content creators always did for me. When I was in my deep, dark places, like I would really lean into content and like watch people and like really take in what they had to say. And like watching my favorite creators like Danny Duncan, just to name one, Whistling Diesel, you know, Mr. Beast obviously is a huge inspiration. Not my favorite creator, but he is a huge inspiration. Watching like, you know, Aiden Ross. I watched a bunch of people, live streamers and YouTubers mainly, and just watching them do their thing in the social media world really inspired me and said, okay, this is possible. I can do this too. If they're doing it, I can do it as well. Not saying that they're undermining any of their work ethic or, you know, their genius, because they're all very smart and they have great work ethics. But yeah, so I started a budget. I budgeted. I needed $333 a day to make $10,000 a month to make the $60,000 within 6 months. I started posting double time on Instagram. I started live streaming every single day. I was trying to get as many revenue sources as possible, and I told myself, if I spend $1, I have to make $1 on DoorDash. So I'm making money from social media, and then every penny that I spend, I'm making that back through DoorDashing. And I had that routine going for a couple months, but it was hard because I was like traveling constantly. You know, I was doing a road trip. Simultaneously, while I'm saving for the tiny home, I'm doing a road trip from Indiana all the way over to California to meet up with my family. And that was like a 30-day, it took about a month for me to do that, just because I went really slow and like stopped and was live streaming every day, 8 hours a day of live streaming. Plus I'm filming, plus I'm like clipping up my live stream, posting it on YouTube. Either way, every day, the thing that really helped manifest this $60,000 was that I made a video about it every single day. And I said, saving $60,000 within 6 months to build my dream tiny home in Florida. Every single day I said that out loud. Every single day I'm looking at my phone. And with the mentality of it's already mine. I already have a future version of myself already has the tiny home. He already is making tiny house content. He's already doing everything that I know I'm destined to be doing. And I'm just waiting to get there, patiently waiting, but I'm also working the hardest I possibly can. This is another thing I want to note about manifestation. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to get $1 million. It's just going to come to me. I'm just going to have $1 million one day. You have to put a plan in place. Like, you can manifest it in that way. Yes, I'm going to have $1 million, blah, blah, blah. But if you put the plan in place, that manifests it times 10. You're putting intention towards this goal. You're putting your work ethic, your power towards this goal. Okay, so by planning and knowing exactly the target you want to land on. So for my case, it's a tiny home. It's in Destin, Florida. It's land. I need to get the land excavated. I need to get the tiny house built. So I know exactly what I need to do. I know exactly how much it's going to cost. So I have a money goal, and I know exactly what I need to do in every single day to get to that goal. Knowing what to do is going to be the hardest part. Figuring out what to do, it really is not the hardest part. It's just doing it until you figure out, okay, this is exactly what I need to do. And then you can machine it, and you can do it every single day. It took me 146 days to reach the $60,000. 146 days. That is nothing in the grand scheme of things, but telling myself it's gonna happen, knowing it's not about telling. I know I will be a millionaire within the next 2 years. If I manifest it within the next 1 year, yeah. But I can say that, but I need a plan, and my plan is still fuzzy right now on the $1 million. But I know if I keep working my hardest to grow my following, the largest it can possibly be, then one day I will have the $1 million. It is just inevitable. I know I'm going to buy my mom a Tesla, a brand new Tesla, a $35,000 Tesla. I know it's already happened in a future. I just need to fulfill that destiny by working the hardest I possibly can every single day. And you can get burnt out. Yes, you can. I took a nap today. I take things slow. Enjoy your showers, enjoy your meal times, enjoy the little things. And then when it's time to work as hard as you possibly can, because this is what you want. And like, what else are you working towards? I could never work a dead end. I'm not going to call it a dead end job, but every job that I was working was necessarily a dead end job. So all the jobs that I've ever had in my life, I enjoy working. I just don't like not being the boss of the situation. Maybe because I'm like a narcissist, or maybe because I have mental issues. I don't know. But I knew that I always knew as a child I wanted to own my own business. I knew how to make my own money, and just working as hard as I possibly can for another person to promote their business, to help their business, never sat right with me. I want to work as hard as I can every day for my own business. I can go work for Bob's Bakery for 6 months and work 8 hours a day and be a diligent worker. But after 6 months, I'm like, okay, what is Bob's Bakery going to do for me? What is Bob's Bakery going to do for my family in the future? How am I building up my own legacy? How am I going to help my family in the future? I don't know. But at the end of the day, the key to my manifestation process is set a goal, visualize, work as hard as you can, and tell yourself you already have it. Envision yourself there and know that that is what is destined for your future. No matter how big, no matter how small, it is yours. You just have to believe in yourself and just know. Just know. And I'm telling you guys right now, I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to buy my mom a car. I'm going to buy my mom a house. I'm going to buy every single one of my friends and family members' cars. Just give me time. It's already happened. All of those things that I just named, they've already happened. You just have to give me the time to just figure it out. But this is a different style video. I normally don't do rants like this, but I just wanted to make this especially for the $60,000 announcement. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for following me along on this journey, supporting me. If you want to boost the video in the algorithm, like, comment, make sure you're subscribed to get more recent posts. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love each and every single one of you, and I hope you continue watching my journey, because it's only getting started. This is just the beginning. I'm telling you right now, this is just the beginning. I have so much huge things planned and manifested. But yeah, everybody drink some water, get outside, get some sunlight, and everybody have a beautiful, amazing day. Stay blessed, stay up. And if you're in a deep, dark place right now, just know that I am rooting for you. I believe in you, and you will get out of this funk. This is not going to last forever. This is only temporary. Your destiny awaits, and focus on your goals. Focus on what makes you happy. Go get some sunlight. Yeah, that's it. I'm done yapping now. Okay, I'll shut up.